Thanks for tuning back into the Loveland Report and Lone Ranger Show. We're in our third segment. We've been talking about interest rates. We've been talking about big tech. Beware. You want a realtor. You want a planner. You want a real estate planner that's going to help you and your family.
Tell us
what's
what
right
you
for
mean by a real estate planner.
I talk to some people. Sometimes it's not the right time to sell. Sometimes it's not the right time to keep a rental property. Sometimes it is right to keep the primary residence. Everything is different to every person depending on their financial situation. And I go over their goals with them. I just went and talked to somebody, and he just did not want to have anything to do with rental properties, had never done it. So I convinced him to buy a bigger primary. I'm like, okay, if we're not going to do that, I said, buy the biggest primary you can get. He goes, I don't need that. I go, but then you're taking advantage of the real estate. So he thought he'd be buying around 6. He's going up to $1 million. And that's what I'm talking about for people. And then especially with property management and investment properties, that's an investment. You wouldn't tell your property manager, you wouldn't tell your investment guy, hey, get me the stuff that just barely performs. I want a mediocre return. You want the best return you can get. And so and this is what I have when people say, well, they're my friends. I can't raise the rent on my tenants. They're my friends. Okay. Wrong answer. You want to let your family move in to your rentals? Guaranteed won't make you any money. You're better off give them $5,000. Just say, here, thank you. Don't do that. You are handicapping yourself. You're shooting yourself in the foot. I've seen what works and I've seen what doesn't. And I will help people with that. And a lot of times, Bruce, I sit with somebody and I might not actually work with them as a client for 6 months to a year or 2 years. I had a lady that called me in 2008 or 9, and she had $1 million, what we thought was about $1 million commercial property.
Yes.
I said, hang on. I said, you're getting good income. I said, right now is not the right time. She didn't need to sell it.
No, not in 2008.
She literally doubled her price. We sold it in 2020 and turned that into 4 houses for her, 1031 exchange.
Beautiful.
Those have almost doubled in price. So this is the kind of plans I make for people. I think most realtors are desperate for business. They're desperate for a listing contract. They're desperate for you to buy something right there. The biggest complaint I get about realtors when a buyer's looking is, we're qualified to 500. We told them we wanted to buy at 500 to 550. They're showing us stuff for 700, 750. Who's not listening to who? Not listening to who?
Yeah.
And so it's just, you want to have.
I think a lot of people don't listen to their clients.
I've got people, I've helped their great grandkids. My mom sold them the house in the 70s or 80s, and I'm helping their great grandkids. So if you need that, call me. I'll help you.
That's what a real estate planner is. But so I asked him that question, but I know the answer. And I know really what all we do, because we both do this. When we see a client that needs help with maybe getting a will and trust, we consult with them about that. We refer them to the right people. When I see somebody that maybe isn't right for managing their own real estate, then I can get them over to you. When we see people that maybe don't have enough life insurance, then we want to make sure that we're covering it. Listen, a lot of times right now, most people, it takes 2 incomes to qualify for a home, right?
Yep.
If you're a young couple and you have children and something happens to one of you, are you going to have to move out of the home and then now sacrifice what schools your kids might go to?
Yep.
If you don't have adequate life insurance, then those type of things happen to people all the time.
Yep.
Bad things happen to good people. You have to be prepared and have enough life insurance so that you'd be able to continue to put your kids through school and stay in the home. What are you going to move from your beautiful neighborhood into a single wide mobile home and then homeschool your kids?
I just had somebody yesterday talked about buying investment property, and he said he had $500,000 to spend from an inheritance. I said, no. I said, do you have a 401k? Do you have liquid investments? He's like, what? I said, no. All right, you're going to buy one rental, and I'm going to connect you with my financial planner, and he's going to help him get that started. You need to be balanced. And when I saw people really get burned in 2008, 9, and 10, Bruce, It was the people that were all in on real estate and didn't have a dime in their savings. They just thought real estate was it. They're chasing a dream, and it couldn't go wrong until it did. So be careful on that. And Loveland Properties, we can help you. And I want to make sure you make great money on that. And that
we always want to make sure you refer us your friends and
absolutely.
Family. Yep. So I want to talk about a couple other things. First of all, I just want to talk a little bit about the market. So the interest rates are running about 6.6% average across the country right now. We're a direct lender. Our rates tend to be a little bit better than most people, most other companies. We lend in all 50 states. Everything is done internally. We don't have middleman and outsource things. I tried to fix something on my Truist account the other day, and I'm going to India to talk to somebody about my bank account.
You are? What? Oh, okay.
They have access to my banking information in India.
Yeah.
Okay. For some reason, I don't know about you, it just makes me feel uncomfortable. It makes me feel uncomfortable when I see all these people that are running as socialists in our government right now,
Yeah.
all I can picture is a new Mount Rushmore that's got all these Muslims on top of it that are like it's a new Muslim Mount Rushmore, Muslim more.
I think just the main thing is having somebody in their corner to trust them. And now you talk about rates at 6.6, but if I got 3% in cost covered for my buyer, could we
Absolutely
use a
I'm
point?
buying rates down all the time.
So,
I highly encourage it.
So with a point or two or three, we
Absolutely.
get into the fives.
Absolutely,
All right.
you can. Absolutely. So another product that I've got now is my medical professional loan. We called it a doctor loan, but I can do physicians, dentists, veterinarians, nurse practitioners
Okay.
have been added to this because personally, I think nurse practitioners are better.
Yeah.
You get more out of them, right?
Yeah.
And then physician's assistants have been added, and optometrist. I don't know why optometrists were not included in this, but optometrist and dentists were not included in it. Now, still no chiropractors. Sorry, chiropractors. I think you're important too, but they don't consider you to be a physician. So 100% financing.
But you still got a loan for them, right?
Yes, of
All right.
course. I love my chiropractors. 100% financing, meaning no money down, Cleve, up to $2 million, no PMI, fixed or adjustable rates. And you don't even have to, if you're like, say you're getting out of medical school and you're in fellowship, I can close a loan up to 150 days before you even start as a physician. How do you like that?
That's nice.
That's really nice. So it's really doing more to help the medical community. I've picked up a couple of really good doctors from it and met a few really good people.
Let me ask you this. On average, when somebody comes to you and they are shopping you, you're beating these other rates by a point or two, right?
It all depends. Sometimes yes, but sometimes no. I'm never the highest in the market. If I am, there's something wrong. But you have to remember that mortgage-backed securities are mortgage-backed securities. So we're all paying the same amount for that loan. It just depends on how much you're planning on making.
This is why you need all the documentation before you can give a complete answer.
You're right. I don't spit out rates. I think that's malpractice. I think that you really, but a lot of people are.
But that's the bait and switch.
I just want a rate quote from you. Listen, if you just want a rate quote from me, I'm probably not your guy.
Yeah.
I'm going to get you a great rate.
Yeah.
But rates are the same for everyone when they come in the door. It's when you get it, they can be different. I have my margins very thin. I don't pay my loan officers commission on my team.
Yep.
None of them are commission.
Yep.
So, a loan officer that's out there making a commission can make between $300,000. Some of them are making well over $1 million. I just talked to a loan officer the other day. He got hired by another mortgage company. They gave him $1 million signing bonus. $1 million. Now you're doing a ton of loans to make $1 million signing bonus.
Yep.
But if you're not making that mortgage company a ton of money, why would they do it?
Yeah.
Why would they do it? So they pack them full of and make tons of profit on them. So here's the thing. I don't care to make a home run on every deal. I just want to make a good living, and I want to be able to provide my clients with a great product at a great price. Nurses, teachers, physicians, anybody out there.
Hometown Heroes still out there?
Hometown Heroes is still around. $35,000 up to $35,000 in down payment assistance. It's great for teachers, nurses, police, firefighters, EMT, military. And here's the thing. We have more mortgage programs available today at any time in my 36-year career. I'm telling you, I've got stuff that just is crazy. I've got solar panels. You get solar panels with down payment assistance and no second mortgage.
Yep.
It's insane. So all these products are available. There's no reason that you can't get into a home right now. I get you no money down loans. I'll get you low interest rate loans. We can do buy-downs. We'll work with Cleve and his team to get closing costs paid. It's win-win all the way around.
You give me a pre-approval that says this buyer needs 3% of costs.
Yes.
Now, when I write the offer, I ask for 6%.
Yes.
And then it looks like we're negotiating when I come down to 3 or 4.
Correct.
And plus making a solid offer, not writing something for $50,000 below list price on a 550 home.
Yep.
So it all is within the realm of possibility. I get people into a home. I've never had somebody call me, Bruce, go, darn it, we overpaid for this house.
No,
in my 33 years, I've never had that happen. I've never had somebody say, I want you to buy this house back for me.
No.
And we always take care of our customers.
During the recession, when housing prices went down and dropped, that would have been the only time in most of the people that are listening to this show's lifetime that happened. And a lot of people may have been even pretty young.
And
at that
you know what?
stage.
Most of what they lost in the Great Recession was their investment properties. So they
Yes.
lost their portfolios, but most of them did not lose their primary.
No, they did not.
They did not. So anyway, Bruce, I want to talk to you about new construction. I've got a builder here I went out to see. Really interesting. Jones Homes at Harmony, golf course community, gated community. Jones Homes builds a custom home. They got a design center you can go to, lots of standards, include just a custom home builder in just about every aspect. When you join this community, you get 24 rounds of golf, a social membership with the club. They're custom built, plans starting from $380,000 for 1,800 square feet on up to 500,000, just over 500. No, these are single family homes in St. Cloud. So you're 45 minutes from Melbourne. You're 20 minutes from downtown St. Cloud, which that area is just blowing up. So give me a call if you want to take a look at any of these. Love to get you in touch with Jared out there at the Lakes at Harmony and help you out with that.
Yeah. Or right around the corner too is Trinity Family Builders, and they'll pay all your closing costs when you use us too. So up to 35,000, they got rate buy downs, all kinds of great things. So if you're looking for a builder, it's always good to get in your realtor's car. It pays to have your real estate agent on your side when you're buying new construction.
I just took somebody through a sales center, and that neighborhood went to 700,000. My buyer's only good to 550. So we walk in, clarify that builder's rep's job is to keep you there for as long as they can to try and sell you something. But I clarify the search form, say we need 4 bedrooms, we need single story, and we're only good to 550. So which plans do that? And if we want to buy some lot premiums or we want to have a waterfront lot, how does that do in the price range? How's the community looking?
Yep. Hey, so I want to talk about the current status of the state of Florida homestead property tax relief. Okay. Amendment 3. So right now it's been shaved down to where it's pretty basic, but it would save the average person about $2,500 that homesteads a property. If your home is assessed at $250,000 or less, you wouldn't have any property taxes. Now, DeSantis, when he came up with this program, had a lot more in it. It was supposed to be a lot more benefits. This is a stepping stone, but I'm going to encourage our listeners to vote yes. Now, you're going to get the naysayers, the haters going, oh, we're going to have to lay off fire departments. We're going to lay off police departments. We're going to have to, the schools are going to close. That's not true. That's not true. There'll be no fire department or police department that are laid off that are necessary workers. Believe me, that's not going to happen. I would not vote yes for it if I thought that was going to happen.
Yep.
But here's what it does. You cannot complain about affordability and not at least take a stepping stone in the right direction. Now, if you're a renter, you may say that doesn't impact me. It does, because right now renting is not permanent. You should never be a permanent tenant. That should be a temporary situation. You need to be able to get yourself into a position where you're going to be able to buy a home, and we can help you with that. Cleve, we got to wrap this show up, my friend.
I'm checking for the timer up there. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for tuning in. We talked about everything. We'll dig into what to do with mom and dad's house next weekend. I should have some more numbers on July's sales, and anything you need for real estate or mortgages, call Bruce or I. You can reach me at 407-352-8118, Central Florida's best real estate planner, Cleve Loveland, or cleveloveland.com.
Yep. Or call Bruce Woodburn, the Lone Ranger at Cross Country Mortgage, 407-250-9144, or go to webringyouhome.com. God bless, and thanks for listening to Cleve and I.